Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to Cinema Chazzy. You guys already know the drill at this point, right? I'm going to be talking about a movie and reviewing it and analyzing it, and in this case taking it down bit by bit because it's a movie that I have never understood how had any level of success ever or became popular or inspired the found footage genre. A movie that I really hate, The Blair Witch Project.
Holy shit. Come up here quick! I need to use the CP!
Yo, there's all sorts of shit up here, man.
This is fucking crazy shit. Please, I gotta get this on 16.
Take the fucking camera.
Okay, now let's get the controversial opinion out of the way. I think this movie sucks. I think it is horrible. It has no appeal at all. It is supposed to be a found footage horror movie, but it sucks completely. There is no element of terror at all whatsoever. It's just really stupid. I can understand that because it was released in 1999, like it had a certain appeal, you know, people really did buy that this was real actual found footage, you know. People really believed that there were three young people who went to the woods and got lost, you know, and somehow that became the mythology of a witch, you know, in the woods of Blair, you know. It's really strange. It's really strange, you know, because like maybe if I had watched it back in the day in theaters, you know, and got into the whole if I bought into the whole marketing thing that it was actually these kids disappeared, maybe it would have had a bigger effect on me. But ultimately, it did not. To me, it sucks, you know. I don't understand how this movie has any appeal at all whatsoever. I'm sorry if you like it, but I don't. Any attempt at rebooting it and making sequels, you know, completely... Is there like a way to, you know, cause an accident for these mofos and... Okay, so because the movie was released back in 1999, people were a lot more gullible, you know. The internet was not what it is today, you know. I think they had internet already, but it wasn't really the same. Like, it was really slow, and there was very few resources. There were few pages, you know, so it was really easy for you to convince people of a certain thing, you know. Now, I can get behind the whole like kind of the very first or one of the first found footage movies, you know, and eventually going on to inspire the Paranormal Activity series, which are movies that I really like a lot, you know, but it wasn't the same, man, because I get the whole limited resources and using a shaky cam kind of formula, you know, but there are a few instances where the movie is actually legitimately creepy and unsettling, you know, but as it goes on, it starts to get a little cheesy, you know, and the very end of the movie, which is a very hotly debated topic, you know, is in my opinion one of the worst, you know, and I am, oh my god, if I could, I would just snap my fingers like Thanos and make all of these neighbors of mine disappear with their loud noises, even these dumb kids here. But anyway, so here's the thing. So what happens is that three friends, Mike, Josh, and Heather, go into the woods to do research on the supposed Blair Witch, you know, a very famous local urban legend in the town, you know, and they want to try to find her and document proof of her existence, you know. But of course, when you go play with the supernatural plays back, you know, they play with you as well. So there were a few really very hard to swallow moments, you know, because like, I know that these aren't really professional actors, you know, it actually does feel authentic some of the points, but after you watch the movie multiple times and break it down, you know, you can start to see some holes in the logic, you know. Now, Matt Pat over on Film Theory did an excellent video that I'm going to leave a link to up here talking about the possibility of there not even being a witch at all, and it was actually just a murder plot for Mike and Josh to kill Heather, you know, and use the Blair Witch documentary as an excuse to cover it up, you know. It's actually a very good video, very well explained, and I actually think it's more fact than theory, you know. But anyway, the very end of the movie sucks, you know, because it's just I think it's Mike, you know, standing in the corner, you know, supposedly one of the most famous movie scenes of all time, you know. It's just the guy standing in the corner doing nothing, just standing there idly, and Heather films him, you know, and then apparently something hits her in the head and she falls and drops the camera and the movie ends, you know. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is, you know? You don't even see the witch. You don't see anything, you know? There is very little evidence to suggest that there is something out there in the woods messing around with them, you know? Sometimes you find these little creepy stick figures hanging up on trees, you know? Then you find a wad of Josh's shirt with teeth and blood, you know? But that's it, you know? I mean, there is so much to the imagination that it is crazy, you know? And people theorize a lot. People are always saying, no, because this happened and that happened, you know? Because the internet loves to make theories, you know? And I honestly think it sucks, you know. I'm sorry if you are a diehard fan of this movie, you know, but to me it is terrible. I really don't understand what the big fuss over it is, you know. It is not scary. It is not even remotely entertaining, to be honest, you know. It's actually very, very boring. There is a huge chunk of the movie where they're just sitting around arguing about the stupid map that I think it was Mike that kicked into the creek, you know. It was useless anyway. I just don't understand what the big whoop is here, you know.
Did you take it?
No, I didn't take the fucking map, man. I'm not playing head games, man. If anyone's playing head games, you're playing head games, but I'm not playing head games.
I don't have it. We have to go. I'm serious, I don't have it.
Now, back when the movie was released in '99, there were a few promotional materials used to, they kind of like, when promoting the movie, they said that the actors in the movie were actually deceased, you know, that they actually didn't die, but they promoted this as a real, true found footage movie, you know, and a lot of people believed it. Some of the actors even got sympathy cards in the mail to their family. Some of their families got sympathy cards in the mail, you know, expressing their sorry for their loss, you know, of their kids, you know. They really thought that these teenagers had died out there in the woods, you know, so maybe that's why the movie became so popular, because people really did think it was real, you know. And if you look at it from that perspective, yes, it could be a little creepy, but still, like, after you watch, it's because I watched it a few years ago. I didn't see it back in the 90s, so maybe that's why, to me, it has a different effect, you know. It's probably so popular because, I mean, it had here we go. It had a budget of, an original budget of $35,000 to $60,000 and a final cost of $200,000 to $750,000, you know, but it grossed a lot of money. It had a budget from around $200,000 to $500,000, but it grossed $248.6 million. I do not know why. I do not know how, but that's how it is, you know. It did become a sleeper hit, you know, and it is one of the most successful independent films of all time and the 37th most profitable horror film, you know. It did launch a media franchise, but if I think the first movie sucked, I mean, you guys can imagine how much I feel, what I feel about the sequels, you know. And I think in 2016 or 17 they made a reboot, you know, that was completely horrible. It just sucked, you know, or was it just a regular sequel? I don't know. But yeah, whatever. I also played the game on Xbox One, you know, Blair Witch, and it was horrible. Unsurprisingly, it is terrible, very stupid, nothing at all to enjoy. It's not appealing at all. So yeah, I'm just one of those people that just can't see how this movie is successful, guys. How the whole entire media franchise is successful, you know. And I think that there was a very limited cast. They actually did interview real people to try to make it look more like a documentary, you know, and it was marketed as a real, true found footage movie. So, I mean, the city, of course, was, where was it filmed again? I forgot. It was filmed in, blah, 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 blah. Where was it? Where was it? Where? Tell me the setting. I should have researched this before. Okay, Maryland. You know, it was principal photography, remember, Maryland. So it was shot in Seneca Creek State Park in Montgomery County, Maryland. You know, Burkittsville is when some of the other scenes were shot in, you know. So there's not an actual, I think that the Blair city, the name of the place is just used for the sake of the movie. I don't think it's actually real. But anyway, in my opinion, you know, like the idea, the intention behind it was really cool. You know, it was revolutionary for the time. One of, if not the first found footage movie that went on to inspire so many other ones, you know. But it's not scary. For example, Paranormal Activity, the first one to me is terrifying, you know. It will go down as one of the scariest movies I have ever seen in my life, you know. Then there were others like Quarantine and Wreck, you know. There were a few different ones, Cloverfield, but nothing will ever beat Paranormal Activity in my opinion, you know. Not even Blair Witch, which to me was just terrible. So yeah, you know, yeah, to me it's just, I don't know, man. I can't comprehend how people actually enjoy this movie, because there is nothing about it. Like it's not even scary. I can watch it like 10 times in a row at night and not feel anything, you know. It's just I apologize ahead of time before the video is uploaded if I seem like I'm very unenthusiastic. It's because two reasons. For one thing, I am very, very hungry. My stomach has been rumbling all throughout this video. You know, I really gotta go get some food. And also because I don't like this movie at all, so I'm not exactly excited to talk about it, you know. But so what else? Yes, so basically, when it was finally released and everyone bought the idea that it was real, you know, sometime later, it was revealed that everyone was just actors, you know, and everyone was okay, you know, nothing really bad happened, you know. But it did create the Blair Witch mythology, you know, around which the movie was based. And I honestly, like, if you really think about it, like, how exactly could this movie exist? You know, because three teenagers go into the woods and a witch supposedly finds and kills them, you know, but then somebody else goes into the same woods and picks up the footage, you know, and like nothing happens to them. Somebody goes trekking or hiking through the same patch of woods, they find the footage and they come out of the woods unscathed. You know, I mean, it doesn't really make sense for the footage to even be found itself, you know, so how would it even be real, you know? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, the idea by the directors was really good. I forgot their names. One of them is Eduardo. It was directed by two guys, Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. You know, the idea was amazing. The idea was really cool in my honest opinion, you know. I think it was really nice. But the execution was okay, but I feel like there could have been a better payoff, you know. Like, I can understand the whole let's not show the witch thing like they did in Jaws back in '75, you know, because it does build tension. But going the entire movie without showing her at all, or not even hearing her, maybe even like a distant cackle or something, you know, or showing a figure moving through the woods, you know, I think that would sometimes just out of the character's view, you know, like they put the camera down, you know, and they look somewhere else and the camera captures something moving, you know. So I think that they could have tried to take advantage of a few different, you know, filming techniques, you know, like show the witch but very, very little and in the background subtly, you know. Kind of like the original Halloween in the 70s, directed by John Carpenter, where you actually see Michael Myers driving the station wagon in certain scenes behind the characters, you know. Nobody notices it but the viewers, you know. So I think that's what it could have been like, you know, if the directors tried to do something a little different. But hey, if you like the movie, whatever, you know, it's your taste, your opinion, but I personally hate it. I don't think there's any appeal to it at all. I can't even give a rating for it, you know. I'm not even gonna try to give it a rating, you know. But yeah, whatever. You know, it sucks. I don't know how it's so popular. I really don't, you know. But yeah, guys, it's hard to put a rating on a movie like this, you know. It'd probably be anywhere between 0 and 3. You know, it just sucks for me. But I think that's it. I don't get what the big deal is with this movie, you know, but whatever. If you really actually liked it and enjoyed it, explain to me in the comments why you did, why you think it deserves to be where it is, you know, in filmmaking history. But whatever, I think that's it. I think I've rambled on long enough and I'm really, really hungry. I gotta go eat something because I am dying. May not seem like it, but my stomach is killing me. It's just craving food right now. But okay, guys, that's it. That is it. Oh my God. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.